Hello, hello. So here we are, Bedtime Meditations. I am trying to simultaneously go live on Facebook. Hey, Bianca. But I can't figure it out. It's changed. And so, of course, I'm here with you on Instagram on my phone, and I've got my laptop right here trying to go on Facebook, but I don't think it's going to work tonight. I thought I would try to grab as many people as possible. Hey, Laura. But here we are. So we'll just make do with Instagram. How are you guys doing? How are you feeling since we last met? Misty, hi. How are you guys feeling since we last met on Tuesday? I know Bianca had shared a lot about feeling anxiety going away and feeling that melt out of your body and being more relaxed and being able to sleep. Wondering if the rest of you have been able to experience the same and maybe even maintain some of those benefits. Hey, Drew. You figured out Instagram Live. All the people are here. Hey, Trish. Oh, Laura says you're tired, but hanging in there. Oh, I'm tired too. Okay. I'm gonna, oh, there's Jordan too. Hey, Jordan. I'm gonna be a real human in front of you today and be really honest about being a bad human, or maybe not so, we all have these moments where we don't really practice what we preach. And I was up last night. I actually pulled an all-nighter working because I have been just on this massive learning curve with technology, because now I don't have any distractions or anywhere to go. I'm on a leave of absence from my PhD program. So I am finally getting to put the attention on my business that I want to. So I'm setting up all these systems and learning all these things, and I just kind of was on a roll last night. And I don't know if any of you are night owls, but you know how it gets so quiet and peaceful and the phone is not going off and all of that stuff at night. So that's what I did. And I'm also, hey, Francesca, and I am trying to roll out some offerings right now. Besides these meditations, I'm doing an intro to Mind Body Medicine free workshop online on Sunday. It's going to be at noon on Sunday if you're Pacific Standard Time. So I've sort of been preparing for that too, because it's just trying to get all this stuff together. So as I've been doing that, I've been just very busy, not really sitting down to eat a proper meal. And ironically, my kids were bringing me food today during the day and cups of tea as I was just feverishly working. And then I finally fell asleep on the floor in the afternoon sun, and I woke up in a panic at about 7:30 because I thought I missed you all. It was dark, and I thought I slept through the whole thing, and I was like, oh no, everybody's counting on me to lead them through a meditation, but luckily it was only 7:30, so here we are. But anyway, the reason why I share this too is I wanted to talk about how that even stresses you out, right? So when you don't sleep, I'm feeling, my body feels really weird right now, right? Because I didn't get enough sleep. I didn't get hydrated enough. Cortisol starts to build up in your body, and your face will get kind of puffy, and your joints will get puffy, and your knees will get puffy when you're not getting enough sleep. And those of you who are, I know there's a couple of you on here that are in PhD programs or already are a PhD. So I know that when you are any kind of student, those all-nighters sometimes get you through the program, but at what cost, right? At what expense? And I know that if I didn't pull an all-nighter once a month, I would not have made it this far in my PhD program. It just wasn't possible to do it all. But we have to go back and take care of the body. So these little, and to be honest, I'm on my third website now. My very first website I built myself in 2011. It was created in an all-nighter. I was working full-time at the time. I had 2 little babies, and that's the only time I could really focus on something creative like that. So I just took one night to stay up all night, and I did it, and then refined after that. So but what I'm noticing now is the cortisol, right? And if we do that all the time, if it's not just, once in a while, we're building up cortisol, and then pretty soon you start to get a belly. I call it a stress belly, and I've had a stress belly at times during my PhD program, and that tells me those are the rough semesters, right? Or like that's the semester that was really hard, like when my divorce was kind of getting to the peak levels. During that semester, the stress belly came. And it's because when your cortisol is high, you put belly fat around the middle to protect your vital organs. So it's really your body's way of being really kind to you, and I always tell the folks that I speak to at Vera Via, like your body is your best friend, and it's trying to protect you. And it feels like there's a threat out there, and it doesn't know that it's a research paper, or it doesn't know that it's a baby that doesn't sleep through the night. It just knows that something is agitating you, and so it holds on, and then it holds on to all those calories too, because it's not going to let go of that if it feels like you're in danger. And because it's not a time to be procreating either, so your libido is probably going to go down because you're not, it's not safe. Your body doesn't think it's safe to bring a baby into the world either. So you can see this bigger picture of how stress impacts us, and how important things like meditation can be and the breath to shut down that fight or flight system. And I talked a bit about fight or flight last time. I love the comments, by the way, you guys. I'm reading them. Aw, thank you, Trish. So sweet. Thank you. And Laura's saying, hate the stress belly. Yeah, stress belly is no fun. You start to look like you start to get that barrel shape, right? Because you're putting on all the fat right here. Speaking of that, Jordan is on here. Jordan and I met in a dance yoga class. I always plug Katie, and I swear to God she doesn't pay me, but I just love her class so much. It brings me so much happiness. She just launched an app called On Beat Fitness, and she also used to teach at Mantra Yoga, where Jordan and I met, and I swear to God, that class, because it does have some yoga moves, which yoga is like meditation, where it helps relieve stress, because it helps synchronize the left and right brain. And anytime the left and right brain is synchronized, and there's Chris too. Chris and I were talking about this science last week. The left and right brain synchronizes. It goes through the corpus callosum, the area between the two hemispheres, and you can start to digest and process stress and trauma. And so yoga does that, but this particular class is a lot of movement, and it's a lot of really good strength training, and it gives you that hourglass shape back again, because simultaneously you are burning those stress hormones. You're getting the yoga to help with the brain and the stress, but you're also getting a really great workout, and the music is so much fun. And I swear to God, if you're angry and you want to unleash, you go into that class. If you need to dance it out, or if you're feeling like really sleepy, you go in to gather some energy. So if you are feeling pent up in your house right now, check out that On Beat app. And she's got little mini videos too on her On Beat Instagram page that you can do that are super, super fun. So yeah, anyway, so that all helps with stress. How about, okay, here's the theme. I pulled some cards before we got on today to see what kind of themes were coming up. Anybody got money on the brain today? Or, oh, thanks, Jordan. She just posted it at OnBeatFit. Anybody got money on the brain, or abundance, or concerned about that sort of thing? That is the theme that came up. I'll tell you why. Well, first of all, for those of you who are on my newsletter, I sent out a newsletter this afternoon with a story, a pretty personal story, actually, in it. And hey, Carrie, welcome. Nice to see you. And I brought up unicorn and what unicorns mean to me, what that symbolizes for me. And I kind of made a joke in my newsletter, and I said, in order for me to get through this PhD dissertation, I probably need like a whole herd of unicorns and a rainbow and a pot of gold. And this is the card. I have a unicorn card deck, and look at this is the card that I just happened to pull today. There's the rainbow. I don't know if there's any gold in there, but there is like a little fire in the background and some people, I think, gathered. Well, I don't know if it's people, but there's something happening in a circle, like a healing circle. And I'm about to, and actually the email that I sent out today was to invite people to these 8-week Mind Body Skills groups where we literally sit in a circle, right? Only this one's going to be online. So I thought that was very interesting that I pulled that card. And it says one step at a time. So for those of you, maybe your income went away, maybe your spouse's income went away, you're trying to figure out how to live on 50% of what you used to live on. You don't know if your industry, where you're working, if they're going to reopen again. I mean, again, there's so much unknown. Oh, Chris is saying hold it close. Is the glare too much? Can you see it? Whatever it is, but this card says one step at a time. Lots of little steps make big dreams come true. So doing whatever you can right now, little steps. Like what can I focus on? I can focus on, I can't do workshops at Vera Via anymore. So I usually talk to new people every week, and that becomes sort of a referral base for me to do hypnosis sessions and all of that. So that went away, but I can work on my computer stuff. I can get my website polished. I can work on my accounting. There's lots of different things that I can do, and those steps are super, super important. And I've been looking at this lately as like a pause and being able to take a break from all the distractions. And this is the other thing I wanted to ask you guys is, what are you realizing? So think about this question as I continue. What are you realizing about your life and about yourself now that the world has drastically changed? What are you noticing? What I'm noticing about myself is that I have so many spinning plates all the time that now I'm only focusing on bringing in income and being of service. That's why I'm here right now, is to be of service. If you know me, you know how passionate I am about this stuff and how passionate I am really about helping people. And being a mom, making sure my kids get food and whatever else. And that has been such a blessing to only focus on those things, not having to run anywhere, not having to bring the kids to school and back. And it's like I usually only have 2 hours here or 3 hours there, and I'm running somewhere else, and every week is different. And that sort of stress to me is more stressful than some of these big things like what we're dealing with right now. Because when these big things happen, I just surrender. Trish is saying your hypnosis was incredible. Can it be via Zoom? Yeah, actually, I do hypnosis online. Everything that I do is online. In fact, Vera Via is the only place that I worked where I saw people in person. So I'm already doing that. So let's see, what I am getting from your talk right now is to slow down and not feel guilty about it and focus and turn to new solutions. Yes, exactly. That's exactly it. It's really about surrendering to what you can control. And this is a book. I brought you guys lots of resources today. This is a book, Tosha Silver. It's called Not Your Money. Now, if you might have heard of her, she wrote a book called Outrageous Openness that a friend gifted to me probably 15 years ago now. And you cannot read Outrageous Openness without experiencing synchronicities in your life. So every chapter is a little story about a synchronicity or this sort of evidence of the divine, right, coming through. And that is so powerful. So powerful to be able to bring your attention to that, because it does make you feel safe in times of uncertainty. And so she wrote this book because she's very connected to her spiritual source. And she's like, I'm the last person that should be writing a book about money, but she got guidance that she should write this book. And so if you are worried about money right now, pick up this book. It's not very much. You can get it on Kindle even tonight. She's got meditations in here that you can do. You can add them to these bedtime meditations. Read them every night before you go to bed and bring in, open yourself to receiving that flow. And remember that abundance is not always about money either. It's about your friendship and your love. And what I'm seeing right now is even though this, a lot of people's income went away, there's still abundance. Jordan's saying it's inaudible too. Awesome. there's still abundance. Like my leasing office just took 10% off of our rent. That helps tremendously. There's stimulus checks rolling out probably in the next 3 weeks. That's going to help a lot of people. People are offering discounts. My mind body skills groups that I'm offering now, I'm offering at a 50% discount. But if people have the money and their income hasn't been affected, they can pay full price and sponsor someone else. I set it up that way. So I'm really excited to be able to offer this group to somebody who totally lost their income but really, really needs the support in the healing and the the supportive community to get through this stress and this transformation. So check out Tosha Silver. And then also here's the other card that really, actually I pulled this one before, the unicorn card, but they go together. This one is spring. This is the Angels and Ancestors deck that I really like, that I pulled from Tuesday. And it says spring, see your seeds grow. So do you see how it fits with this? One step at a time, and then planting your seeds. So, my seeds right now are, I spent all night organizing, using a program called, gosh, now I forgot because I'm so tired. Acuity is an online scheduler, because it just takes so much time sometimes to be playing phone tag with people back and forth to reschedule sessions or schedule sessions. So this app, which you only pay like $15 a month for, is life-changing, right? So I took the time to actually sit down and figure it out. And I always thought I was tech challenged, but I actually am just distracted with all these other things. And when I actually focused on it last night, it was fun. I had fun trying to figure it out because I didn't have anywhere to go. I didn't have anywhere to be, and I didn't have that pressure on me. So what does that look like for you? What are you noticing about yourself? What kind of seeds are you planting right now to come up with just like an amazing rainbow that you don't even know that, like, as stressful as the unknown is, it's also really exciting, don't you think? Wouldn't it be like super boring to always know what every day was going to look like? And we are in a very exciting time because of that. And honestly, anything that we're going through, that we're doing it together, like you guys don't know how important it is and how much it means to me that you're here right now and we get to connect in this way and practice this stress relief together and gather our energy and our positive thoughts and our positive intentions together. And that just means so much to me. And honestly, too, I've been very busy with this whole, I don't want to call it quarantine because it's not really quarantine, but it's a one-word way to say, what we're doing right now. My kids have sort of been in and out, but now they're going to be gone. They just went to their dad's and they're going to be gone for the next 5 days. So this will be a test. How am I going to do on my own for this next 5 days, right? And am I going to sit around and be sad and lonely? No, I already was nude sunbathing in my living room because I was home alone. Like, that was really nice. I might just stay in my pajamas the whole time and work from my pajamas. We'll see. I mean, I don't know. I'll probably be dancing in the living room. There'd be all kinds of adventures in store for me the next 5 days. So, how are you guys getting creative? And we're going to move into the meditation here in just a minute, but that creativity comes from the right brain. And so when we are practicing meditation, we're opening up that creativity too. So I already told you last time about the science of how the breath works with the vagus nerve and how you start to build a path in the brain to focus on what you want to focus on. That's sort of like that executive functioning, they call it. So those of us who are on the ADD, ADHD spectrum, we kind of have some issues with executive functioning, focus, prioritizing, that sort of thing. But guess what? Everybody that has too much stress, their brain looks like an ADHD brain. So, or every brain that doesn't have enough sleep or is eating a bunch of junk food or too much caffeine, it performs like an ADHD brain. So, we have to bring ourselves back to that rest. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to move into a meditation. And I think we'll focus on some themes of probably, like abundance and making the most of the situation, planting seeds, creativity, that sort of thing, if that's okay with you guys. And if there's any other themes that I did not mention that you'd like me to weave in, go ahead and put it in the comments. And I always have to say that as soon as I close my eyes and I go into the meditation, it's sort of like a self-hypnosis for me. And I never know what imagery is going to come up or what words are going to come out of my mouth. I don't ever plan it ahead of time. I just feel into it. So it's kind of fun that way. It makes it fun for me anyway. And by the way, in my 8-week Mind Body Skills groups, I will be teaching, that is one of the skills I will teach you, is self-hypnosis, which is well, there could be a whole other group on that, but you have to be aware right now of subconscious programming from the media, from people around you. Do not let their fear infect you. I'll tell you why. Because as a hypnotherapist, I know that when the brain goes into theta waves, that's the part where you are very imaginative. You are you have unicorns pop up, in your imagery, and it's almost like that childlike brain, which is a beautiful thing because you can really get in touch with your intuition in theta waves. It's like that lucid dreaming state. And so people that are afraid of hypnosis, I always say, are you afraid of falling asleep every night? Are you afraid of waking up every morning? Because that's the theta wave state. Everybody goes naturally into hypnotic trances throughout the day, every day. Anyway, it's just about doing it purposely so that we can use that state for healing, because we can access that imagery. On the flip side, guess what else is theta waves? Fear. And a good example of this is, have you ever been like kind of spooked because you're in a dark alleyway, or you're in your house maybe and you're alone and you're a little freaked out, and then you like see things in the shadows? That's because you're in the theta waves and your brain is getting very imaginative again. The whole world right now is more or less in a state of fear. And when you are in those theta waves, in a state of fear, you can be easily manipulated because you don't know what's sort of real or not. And so how do you protect yourself from not being manipulated? You stay calm. You do your own hypnosis, which is your self-hypnosis, which is what, part of what we're doing right now. You get into that calm, relaxed state, and then you get to decide what goes in here. You put off all those, whatever everybody else is saying. And this works with so many different topics, not just about what's going on now. And by the way, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't listen to the CDC or don't pay attention to what they're saying about the statistics. Absolutely. You want to stay informed. Err on the side of caution. It's a small ask right now to stay in our houses. It's actually kind of a nice, it's nice. It's been nice for me to slow down. That's all I want to say. I'm really making the most of it. And then you put things in your consciousness like this. Once you get into that calm, relaxed state, this is one of the ways you hold on to your power. Okay. So, are we ready to begin? Let's go. And put some music on. Everybody ready for a little bit of relaxation? Oh, by the way, neroli is another oil. I don't think you can see it. That helps with calming anxiety. So last time I told you guys about, what did I bring last time? I talked about the lavender. Neroli smells like orange blossoms in the spring. It's my favorite scent. I actually wear this sometimes just as a perfume. And I took a bath with it tonight. And it does calm down stress and anxiety. You can even, it usually comes pre-diluted because it's pretty expensive. And you can even use it as like a facial moisturizer, and which is nice because then you're breathing in anti-anxiety, right? Formulas. So this is Now Foods, but I actually don't like this one. This one's okay for the bath. I don't like this one for the skin. I would rather have Oracacia. And I have nothing wrong with any of the doTERRA or any of that. Those are great too. I just have a variety of different things. I actually was trained in medical aromatherapy about 10 years ago. So I'm really interested. It's called Neroli, Neroli. Neroli. Smells like orange blossoms. It's amazing. It's just a beautiful, beautiful smell. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to put on the music and we'll get started. There it is. Okay. All right, so go ahead and get comfortable in your seat, whether you are in a chair or lying down on the couch in your bed. Just snuggle in. Just feel yourself really supported by the furniture, wherever you're at. Maybe you're even on the floor. And feel the solidness of the ground below you. All the different layers of earth. And if you've been feeling a little scattered lately, you notice your emotions going all over the place, or you notice yourself holding your breath instead of breathing, you can imagine that there's some roots growing out the bottom of your feet. And imagine those roots going into the ground, penetrating into the earth. And in fact, imagine all of us are connecting our roots coming out of our feet through the earth, just like trees. Their root system is tangled up, and that's one of the ways they root each other and support each other, so that when the storms come, the trees are sturdy and they stay standing. They appear like they're alone, but they're all interconnected underneath the ground. And they actually share nutrients with each other, develop their own little microbiome underneath the earth, colonies of support. And we as humans are the same, where we need this community. Community is immunity, as Dr. Mark Hyman says. And our social connection buffers us from many of the stressors of life. And so feel that root system tangling and supporting you. And imagine yourself very sturdy, healthy like a tree. Your bark protects you from whatever craziness is going on in the world. And your tender insides are well nutriented by the water and nutrients you absorb from the soil. This is the food you eat right now, the vitamins and supplements you take, as well as the water you drink, the quality of the air you breathe. Standing tall as your tree, standing tall in your glory. Your leaves are healthy and vibrant. Just take a few moments now to breathe. Breathe in that fresh air. Opening up your lungs to receive clean, fresh air. Feeling grounded and safe enough to receive. your branches grow out and reach out, stretch out to the heavens. And just like that tree who helps make oxygen for humans, we each have a role, an important part of this bigger system. Regardless of if we're making money or not right now, we can be of service. Even sometimes a smile to a stranger is an act of service. And when we can't receive or we can't give, there's an imbalance in the flow of abundance. And so whether it's hard for you to receive or you're the type that it's harder to give, notice that and see where you can soften and allow that balance to return. Feeling the calmness now spreading throughout your body. With each slow, deep breath, you're receiving. You're saying, yes, I deserve clean air. I deserve nutritious, healthy food. I am worthy of fresh, pure water. And you give yourself the best that you can. As you see yourself now as this healthy, vibrant tree, you're so well supported. You're so well nourished, so hydrated. And the weather conditions are just right for an opportunity to grow. And so you take that time now to plant some seeds. And to nurture them, to be patient through the seasons, one step at a time. And eventually you begin to produce fruit on your tree. And what kind of fruit are you producing? Maybe it's apples. Maybe it's coconuts. There's something else. Maybe it's not fruit. Maybe it's flowers like a lilac bush. See yourself in full bloom now. Because you took the time to first connect, to mobilize your support network, to receive nourishment, hydration, and clean air. You had the wisdom to know when the opportunity was right to grow, to start something new, to surrender to the idea that perhaps there's an organizing force outside of us that's more divine and powerful than we'll ever really fully know. And that it's way more fun if we surrender and allow ourselves to be surprised and delighted with what could be. Instead of wasting energy on the old or what's already gone, or what could happen in the future. It doesn't really matter, because you are so creative, and you are creating your life and your reality moment to moment with each breath. You know how to create this warm, pleasurable feeling in your body called relaxation. Doesn't it feel nice? Just to be, nowhere to go, nothing to do. Just to breathe and be. Noticing the quality of the air. Noticing how your body responds to those deep, slow breaths. Knowing that any time you fear anything, you're afraid or you're worried, you have control over how your body feels, because you can choose to slow down your breath, engage the relaxation response, to bring yourself back to your tree imagery, your roots, to realize how interconnected we are. How creative we are. And how we are mirrors of one another. And so it's just not worth it to lash out in anger or harm to another, because it's only harming ourselves. It only comes right back to us. And the more you root yourself in this calm groundedness, the more you can stay sturdy and strong in any storm. And it won't matter, you can watch people around you doing what they're going to do. Whether they act out by hoarding or panic buying or sharing 10 news articles a day or lashing out at their loved ones, or maybe eating too much to the point of feeling numb and full and sluggish. You don't need to do that. Because you know how to go back to your center, to go back to your breath. To stay calm and to be that grounded, calming influence for everyone around you. And that is contagious as well. When we're calm, our kids are calm. Our partner is calm. The people we work with are calm. All it takes is for one person to decide to be calm, to impact the entire system. Engaging your trust and your faith that all is working out in divine timing, that all is well, that it's an incredibly interesting time, an exciting time to be on the planet, to be fully released from whatever things were restricting us just 2 weeks ago. To pause now and take inventory. To see what's in our hearts. To see which path we choose to step onto next. To choose which way we want to share our gifts. And I truly believe that every person that's here on the planet right now has an extraordinary gift, whether they are fully aware of it yet or not. Because you wouldn't be here going through all of this massive upheaval if you didn't have something to share, something to offer. And you can step into that leadership now. As you get quiet and notice and tune in to your intuition, your desires. To see what kind of fruits you can grow. To see what kind of abundance you can offer the world. And receive in return everything in balance. A beautiful flow of harmony and well-being. And let's imagine that world now. That world where everyone has what they need. Everyone has access to food and clean water and love. Everyone knows that if they fall down, there's a support system that's going to pick them back up again. And even if you're falling down now, or you have in the past, or you might again in the future, it doesn't matter. We all fall down. How long are you going to stay down, though? What does it take to get you to pop back up? Keep going. Keep sharing. There's so much love and beauty to share and experience. And as we end and near the end of this meditation, I want to give you a few moments of silence where you can go in and visualizing yourself fully using your gifts and talents. Maybe it's 5 years in the future, maybe 1 year, maybe 10 years. What do you see yourself doing, feeling, experiencing? What would truly make you happy? What does that world look like? And so some of you might be going to sleep after this meditation, or maybe you're already asleep. And some of you might be coming back to calm alertness. But either way, you can set the intention now to have pleasant dreams. And as you sleep tonight, restfully and peacefully, you can experience that new world that you want to be in. You can explore, try it out, get comfortable with it. You can be asked to be shown signs or dream symbols in your sleep tonight that can help guide you along the way. And don't be surprised if some of the imagery that you may have seen tonight starts to show up in your waking reality in the next day or two. It's all validation of how powerful your thoughts are, your calm, focused energy, and your ability to create. And so as we begin to close this meditation, I think we'll bring in the rainbow, and I ask you all to imagine your hearts as big and full and tender. So full. And imagine rainbow light projecting out of your heart And imagine we are all in a circle right now. And we let that circle get wider so that we can stretch around the globe. And we project that rainbow light into the center of our circle, until the whole earth is completely saturated in rainbow light, hope, optimism, healing, faith. And anytime you have any thoughts of doubt or fear this week or until we meet again, you can imagine all of us in that circle, holding you, propping you up, sourcing you with our rainbow light. You know you're not in this alone. There are many, many beautiful people on this planet who are wise and strong and of integrity, who are mobilizing, who've been waiting a long time to be able to fully use their gifts. You are safe. You are protected. You are calm. You are worthy of all that is good. And so if you'd like now, you can drift off to sleep. And invite in pleasant dreams. And for the rest of us, you can very slowly start to bring yourself back. Again, you're noticing your body on the furniture, that physical support beneath you. Starting to reanimate your fingers and toes. Maybe feeling your hands against your thighs. Very gradually fluttering your eyes open when you're ready, only when you're ready. Take a nice deep breath or two before you fully come back into this space. Namaste. Thank you everyone for being here. Your energy is always so palpable and so beautiful. And I hope that we can meet again soon. Have a wonderful night.